All right, we are recording. Hello, staff of 3081. Me and Nathan have implemented our feature into the drone simulation, and our feature uses a memento design pattern. And what we do is we basically just allow the user to save a given like a given simulation that they're on, like if they already have a bunch of different drones or packages simulated that they want to keep for later on, they are able to do so and then load it back into another saved simulation if they like want to delete or like stop the simulation and then come back to it later on. So that's what we did here. We implemented our memento class, which just has an array, or sorry, a vector of JSON pointers to associate with all the entities. We have the file name for the file path, which is stored in this saves right down here. And then we have just like a constructor and a destructor. And then we have a collect data function, which takes in entities here and trips, which are scheduled trips. And it just basically converts those into JSON objects and stores it into, or not converts them, but takes their JSON objects and stores them. Our write to CSV just takes those JSON objects and writes them into a CSV file, which is stored in that saves folder down here. Then we have load from CSV, which basically just takes a CSV file that the memento has with its name and then reloads the CSV. Then we just have this get name little helper function here for when we are in a simulation model. But then we added a few things to simulation model here. Let's scroll down and see. So we added the save function, which actually just saves the simulation. We have this restore, which reloads it with a given memento. And then we create a memento, I should say, for each different save that we have. So every time the user hits save, a new memento object is created and stored in this here with this saves. And then it's also written in the CSV folder. But yeah, we have save, restore, and then another helper, get memento, that actually checks if the memento is there or not. So that's about all. We also added the trips here, which is JSON objects, just because it was a little easier to put that in simulation model. And then we have a number of mementos for however many saves you have at a given time. So yeah, Nathan, you kind of want to talk about the front end about it here?
Yeah, for sure. So, as you can see, we have added a save simulation button, as well as the choose file kind of selector that goes into your file system and lets you choose the file. With the save simulation function, it sends a command to transit service, which then sends a command to the simulation model, um, essentially just calling the save function, and then it saves everything, correctly, writes it to the CSV file that is in the saves folder, as Ben said, and then the load simulation button that lets you choose a file from your file system. It then checks if there is um, a file within Memento or within the Memento list. Um, good Lord. There is a file in the saves folder that has the same name as the file you've selected, and then it loads that given file from the saves folder. That's done pretty much the same way, just by sending a command to transit service. Transit service does some work, and then calls restore with the correct memento, and then that restores up the simulation correctly.
Yeah,
So looks
so basically, yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, what I just did was I like scheduled a trip here for the drone to simulate. And then while the drone was traveling there, I just like kind of saved the simulation like Nathan was talking about. And then here we're going to go ahead and restore it. So we're going to build a new simulation, which I stopped earlier. So we're just going to do that. And then we made sure to check that like different file types and stuff like that do not work. So like I have a test.txt file. It says you can't do that. So we loaded the save, which we have saved earlier. And then let's go ahead and just refresh this here. So as we can see, we just have the three drones and stuff like that right now, or sorry, not the three drones, but the three entities here. Um, and we are going to load in that file. One thing to note is that you do have to download the file to your own local machine if you're not on a UMN machine, or if you're running the simulation through like SSH or something like that. So I just went ahead and downloaded that onto my local machine, and then we're just going to reload it. And then as we can see, the drone is going to start moving along there. We have this example one package that I created in the last simulation, and the drone is now currently going to that new package because it wasn't completed earlier. So yeah, Nathan, do you have anything to add?
No, I think we pretty much covered it there.
Cool. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for taking a listen to our video. If you have any questions, we'll be available to answer them, of course. So yeah, um, thank you for listening.
Peace
Share.
out.
Peace out.